I've hurt more fingers than all the world combined has fingers.
You can tell he's tired.
After many months, we have gotten a whole bunch of tools as well as parts that we need to complete my Mini Cooper F55 rebuild. Not completely actually, we still have the bumper to put on, but hopefully in this video we'll be fixing the air conditioning unit as well as putting the front back together as best as we can. We hope you like this video. Please make sure that you like, that you subscribe, and leave any comments. My name is Ethan, and welcome to Car Creations. We're back, and look at that. We have the radiators in down here, looking amazing, all plugged in, as well as getting the aircon cooler replaced. Hopefully we can go through and start putting all the car back together again in this video. So stay tuned, it's going to be amazing. After waiting what it seemed like ages, we got the parts, we brought them to the car, and it's time to put them on. So this is what it looks like. So we're just going to take this out, and this is what we originally tried to replace in the beginning, but ran into all the issues. Phew, I got in. That took way too much effort, and I accidentally pushed down right here, and I don't know if you can tell, but it has made a little boo-boo. Really hope that doesn't start leaking. However, there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Anyway, so we're gonna put these on the side, and then we're gonna start putting this whole section right here back together. Push these in. So these are the bolts that we need, so we're just gonna put them in. So these are on. That was quite a bit of pain, but we got them on. Alright, ran into a snag, because when you think it's going to be simple, right? The radiator, the air conditioning unit, as well as the intercooler all sit on this rail that goes across the bottom down there. And they all sit in these rubber mounting points right here. And this whole rail is all one unit. And in order to put this piece on that holds up the lower crash bar, you have to put these screws into it. However, it turns out that it's all seized. There must be a bolt broken off inside, and I'm gonna have to replace that entire thing. So yeah, that's fun. Hopefully I can do it without having to tear all this back out again, because that took me forever to put in. But yeah, more waiting. I think if I put this on here, just let it dangle, I think it should be okay. However, in the meantime, what we're going to try to do is try to put this back together up here a little bit, because I think we can do that without causing too much issues. Alright, so this is where it paid to be a bit organized, because now I have all my bolts and everything. I should be able to put all back on quite easily. And what we're going to start with is something kind of fun. We're going to start with putting the horn on. There you go. That goes right here. So the wire's right here to connect it. So then we just have to find the wire on this wiring harness. Horn. This just goes right in here. And there we go. And the horn's done. Now we're going to move on to trying to put this back up here and then putting these bars back down. Look what we have, and it's straight. It's gonna go right here somewhere. Nice 13 mil, and we'll put these two in, and then this is in. Look at that, horn in, this in, and then we can try to get this where the light goes in, which the car didn't come with, so that's kind of exciting. Okay, so we have the good one and the bad one. Good one right here, bad one over here, but we need to take some parts off of this one. So we need this, and then we need these rubber pieces, and this rubber piece, and this rubber piece. To take off. We moved everything onto the new rail. Plastic does look a little bit dirty on this nice new black compared to the one that used to be on, but that's okay. And then this runs underneath it, kind of like this. Let's go put it on the car. Okay, so this is the new cross brace, and this is gonna go right here on both sides. It's gonna look absolutely amazing. Look at that. So cool. Okay, let's put this thing on. Alright, so I just did something that was very hard to do. So when we're trying to put this on, we have to line up like 6 or 7 or 8 things here. So we have to line up the bar that runs across, we have to line up these bars that come down, we have to line up the latches, as well as line up to make sure that it's all fitting in. My problem was, if you look over here, there's 2 bolts here that I had tightened. So when I tried to put in these bolts over here, it was too far over. And so I was having one hard time trying to get it in. So I loosened those off over here. And voila, look at all these ones I have in. It's absolutely beautiful. It's an absolutely wonderful day today. Like, look at this over here. Beautiful sun, can't even see my face. Okay, V-brace. That was like the first thing I took off, so this is actually kind of a big moment for me here. Watch as I mess it up terribly. But this is also nice how easily this V-brace is going on, because that means that this car is all squared. So it didn't fit at first. There's so many different like angles and everything that you put bolts into and stuff, and so many different spots that if you just loosen some screws and just pull it a little bit, it honestly fixes everything. There's been so many times when I panicked and it turned out that I just had to hold my horses. Alright, so I got the cage for the light connected here. There's a bunch of bolts that are hard to get to, so I have to loosen the light a little bit so I get to them. And now we can plug in the light and then connect up the light, and we should have the light done. We might change these lights in the future, so stay tuned. Connect to this sensor here, and then we have to connect this connector into the back of the light. Okay, so then we can move this light over. Alright, so now we can install the air box back in. Before it just had the box itself. It didn't have the tunnel that led to the grill. We just had to buy one and then we'll install that on. Mini sells these as one piece, so I actually had to find someone that was wrecking a Mini and then get the piece from that. I'm not sure why they don't sell both. Alright, so we're gonna put the sensor back on over here. And look at that, airbox is done, all set up in there. That's pretty much the top bit of the car done. Now we just have to, well, we're not going to cover the battery until it's completely ready. But there's one thing that we have to do, and it's quite big, and that happens down here. So we had some trouble earlier with getting these screws in, and it turns out it's broken off in there. So we have to replace this entire piece that runs all the way across. So I got the piece, but that's what all this stuff sits in. So what we're gonna do about that is put something underneath the intercooler here to hold it up, and then I'm gonna have to get underneath the car with very little room to try to get it out. So here we go. In order to get this bar, we have to take off the belly pan, unfortunately. So there's like 2 trillion screws in it. So I'm gonna get my cameraman to take them out, or well, I get the jack to hold up all the radiator stuff so it doesn't come crashing down on our heads when we're trying to take the bar out. We're just trying to get the very last screw here. It is very far under the car, and the car is not very high. Oh, we got it. So out comes this.
I did the rest of the work, just by the way.
You did. I appreciate it. Then we go like this. Okay, so with it held there, then we just have to work on getting this bar out, which should be a lot of fun with no room to play with. Okay, so we got the screws out of these mounts here. There's 2 bolts there and there, and we're gonna take them off so this entire subframe underneath here can drop down. That way you don't have to try to do the riveting with only a tiny bit of room here, because we don't have a lift to put this on. So I think this is the smartest way, but if the car falls apart, we know what happened. The bolts that we have to take off are huge, and they're also on really tight. So you are the man of the hour. You just got those big bolts off. Now that this is loose, what we're gonna do is lift up this carefully, and so we can pop those out from underneath. All right. So the problem is that once it comes straight out, but we need to bend it slightly down and out. Oh, look at that. That's the piece. So now we have to separate these from this. And this apparently is quite hard. So here we go. So we just have to drill out these two right here. Done, and now we're gonna try putting it on again. Okay, and then we just push on in. So now what we need to do is get the front bar on, the front crash bar on. So we're gonna put the extenders on here and then get the crash bar set up, as well as install these on each side. And then in the next video, what we're gonna be doing is taking it to the shop and getting all the fluids installed, and hopefully we get some other cool upgrades then too. Oh, get this bolt in. Almost done. And my arm is locked up. We have spent all day today on this. All day for last Saturday, and multiple evenings all week trying to do this, and we just kept running into problems. Not like huge problems that we couldn't overcome, but just little problems. The rivets kept breaking, or we kept breaking screws, or we'd find things that were broken that we didn't know were broken, or that were broken by a shop that we took it to, or etc, etc. We have now come to the spot where we can put on the last little bar here. We can put on the front lower crash bar. Still need a few screws, such as two more here, one there, and yeah, we're almost done. So hopefully we can get this done before the sun goes down. I've hurt more fingers than all the world combined has fingers.
You can tell he's tired.
And that is our video. We hope you enjoyed. We got so much done with this car. I cannot wait to continue and put the bumper on. We have a cool surprise for you guys with this. Might have hinted at it, but make sure that you stay subscribed, like this video, leave any questions or comments in the comments below, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Most of all, hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And then, yeah, I just realized I did the entire thing with this dandelion around my neck.